How's it going, guys? I'm your host Korban Gaming. Welcome back to this week's DragonFable release video, and this week we have the continuation of the main story finally after waiting a month. Happy birthday, DragonFable! This week we return to Book 3's main story. The time has finally come to uncover the secrets of the Magisterium and Project Casca. Head over to Outpost Yeden to play this week's release. Your presence is required, hero. Father's Day seasonal items have arrived. Oh. Okay, wait, Noon Promise? Yeah, this is the Father's Day items. Not best in slot, but you know, if you like the cosmetics, you can go ahead and use them as show weapons. Other than that, the rest of these, which are good, which are not good, you guys can go ahead and check out my YouTube short that I posted on Wednesday. Okay. So let's head over to Outpost Yeden. Also, you now get 10 dragon coins every day from doing the daily DC quest over here. I already completed mine for today. And on top of that, we also have a 50% dragon coin sale. So if you're low on dragon coins and need to stock up, I know I do, now is a great time to go ahead and buy a DC package. Alright, so let's head over here. Oh no, here. Project Casca. Bzz, wake up. Bzz. Korban, your presence is required by the Magisterium. Okay, so the drone acts as an alarm as well, I guess. Alarm / messenger. What time is it? It's time to do your duty, hero. The Magisterium requires your presence. Oh. Okay. Ooh, pretty nice art that they have here. Hello, Hero Korban, Outsiders. The Shapeless has decided your fate. Wonderful. Given the testament of Golden Hand Division OCM as well as the data gathered through your destruction of Magisterium property, it has been determined that the three of you will be powerful assets for our cause. You are to join the Magisterium's endeavors in Project Casca. And what is Project Casca exactly? The details will come. First, we must be certain of your loyalty. If you have any doubts about serving the Magisterium, you will be detained until the conclusion of the project. If you agree to join our cause and turn against us, you will be executed. Do not take the Shapeless's request lightly. The burden of the Magisterium secrets is not one to be accepted on a whim. I do wonder if your original choice of faction has affects this in any way. I don't really think it does, but my faction that I initially chose was siding with the Golden Hand. Maybe they could revamp this in the future such that if you're with the Rose or if you're with the Vin, maybe this will change slightly. I don't know how they'll do that or if that is even possible, but yeah. As curious as I am about Project Casca, I will admit we came here with other motives. Yes, the Rose, Genia, and Acanthus, Oshome and Slava have disclosed all to us. If you fear for your for your own mission, rest assured, the Rose stands in direct opposition to the goals of Project Casca. Why not face them with the might of the Magisterium and the Shapeless on your side? You phrase it as if you're doing us a favor, yet turning to outsiders seems out of character for your Shapeless. You must be quite desperate. And you are no ordinary outsiders, nor is Korban an ordinary hero. But it is true that our time grows short. We are running out of resources and shipments from Elsevier grow ever more infrequent. We'll posit that while we may have little choice but to demand your aid, you will as well have no choice but to accept ours. So you will help us to stop Genia and Acanthus, but of course, just as you will help us. Korban, what do you think? I accept. We'll join you in Project Casca. Whatever you have planned, I understand that it is incompatible with the Rose's madness. Very well, we accept you into our confidence. Let's resume our preparations. Hold on, when are you going to tell us about Project Casca? Oshoma and Seslava can handle that. You hardly need all of us present to explain the details. One final thing then. After this project of yours, after the Rose is dealt with, I will not be beholden to the Magisterium or your Shapeless. Well, of course, no, us to you. Okay, so what is Project Casca? Let's see. Very excited. I will admit, I'm relieved you decided to accept our offer. It didn't feel like we had much choice. Was it so difficult a decision? We came here to seek help from the Magisterium, and now you have it. At the cost of signing up for whatever Project Casca is, you'll tell us the details now. This alliance makes sense to me. We all have an interest in preventing the Rose's plans from coming to fruition. But I agree with Amadeus. I've been wondering what Project Casca will entail. Then, as allies of the Magisterium, information you shall have. As I mentioned when discussing Sobi Slab's origin, the Magisterium depends on the shard of the mana core for mana and magics. The recent setbacks in Nibelheim were the result of said shard being lost. I doubt that such a powerful and important object was merely misplaced. The exact details are unknown, even to us. What we do know is that all at once, across lore, all current Magisters were disconnected from the shard. As Korriban saw with Slava and I, this had a profound effect on the Magisters. We took the shock of mana loss better than many of our comrades, especially those at home in Azavea. So, do you think Sovi's lab, aka Acanthus, could have stolen it? Without the shard, a piece of the mana core, the vast majority of Magisters could barely function, much less do magics. Only by drawing from existing stores or ignominious were some able to survive. The Golden Hand, of course, being less entangled with the shard, were able to recover more quickly. In time, it is possible for Seslava and I, and a good number of the Golden Hand, to reattune to the whole mana core, so to speak. Good for you. What about Project Casca? Right, I was getting there. The Magisterium has always laid claim to these lands around the fissure, for it is here that our ancestors once lived. Then that is why you consider the roads to be trespassers. That's how you know so much about the fissure. Precisely. While the records on the fissure's origins have been lost, we do know that it was a cataclysmic eruption that destroyed the lands of Hawk's Cry. It left the surroundings uninhabitable and inhospitable, and saw our ancestors fled across the ocean to Azavea, where they encountered the dragons. Long did they fight, and we were losing ground until we took one final risk. A brave group of mages sailed back across the ocean, while some few heroes held the line against the dragons. Oh! This is... the Maleras? Voina? What? The mages descended into the fissure in search of relics, foci, anything that could assist in our struggle, and they emerged with something greater, a fragment of the mana core itself. Invigorated by this infinite well of power, they were able to return to Azavea, crushing the remaining dragons and establishing the Magisterium, all in the name of the Shapeless. So it makes sense now. So Voina is from here. She helped to crush all the dragons, which explains her hatred for dragons. So Project Casca aims to replicate this feat. Precisely, that is the heart of our goal here. We retrieve a new piece of the mana core, and with it, we will reclaim our home, just as our ancestors of legend did so long ago. I do have a couple of questions. Ask away. I noticed that there are Magisters here who are not of your order, not of the Golden Hand. You said that you might be able to reattune to the mana core, but the survivors like Vesdana and some of the others, they have limited time left to them. They may be able to survive the help of Igominius, but once the supply runs out, we do not currently have a method to reinvigorate their connection to the mana core itself. But when Project Casca is successful, there may be hope for them. If they are disconnected from the mana core, what separates their status from that of Acanthus? What a scholar you are, Amadeus. There is a subtle yet important distinction. The Magisters are not entirely disconnected from the core. You are familiar with the concept of soul threads, yes? Yes, the what? I am aware of them. According to our understanding, we are connected to the mana core by soul threads. A very cute little graphic there. These threads, of course, vary in capacity and number. Even those without the potential for a magical ability are dependent on these threads for their being to exist. That explains the little teaser picture that Burley posted. Through attunement with the shard of the mana core, the threads between the Magisters and the mana core itself have atrophied. The Magisters can no longer draw from the core, and in time, without a sustaining flow of mana, their souls will simply unravel. And therein lies the miracle and the threat of Acanthus. He is disconnected from the mana core, yet rather than cease to be, he has, as far as we can tell, lived. From where does his soul draw its power, and how? Such fascinating questions with no easy answers. But the answers do exist. Of course they do. Do not doubt the Magisterium. Now that we have shared the nature of the threat, we can better assess our approach. So, my guess here is he might have stolen a piece of the shard, whatever it is that was missing from them. That's how, and kept it close to him, or at least, you know, assimilated it into himself. That's how he's able to keep himself alive. Either that, or he's just an entirely different being from them with no ties at all to the mana core, and the mana shard was, like they said, just lost for reasons. Yeah, another question to ask Altion. Yes, you seem confident that you'll be able to reclaim Azavea, but from what? Your ancestors fought against the dragons, but what has threatened your home this time? I will answer this, Ostromia. It is the physical manifestation of the Shapeless itself. I believe you had a brief encounter with it during your stay in Nibelheim, Korriban. How could I forget how you were sacrificing people to it? The physical manifestation of the Shapeless was controlled by the will of the Shapeless through the Magisterium. However, the Shapeless does not act without direction. Someone must have given it orders. Perhaps it was truly the will of the Shapeless. The Shapeless would never demand such destruction. Right, sorry. Even in malicious commands, it should not have been an issue for the Magisterium to subdue the Shapeless. But combined with the loss of the Shard, the Shapeless has wrought havoc and destruction, not only in Nibelheim but across all of Azavea. There are reports that it has changed. The physical form has been twisted beyond the will of the Shapeless. It will not be so easily contained. I see. Perhaps when this is over, I could send some knights to help. This could be the start of new diplomatic relations between Vinguard and... You are no longer King Altion. Do not presume to speak for your people. I only... No, you are right. I cannot make these promises. Such talk can wait until after we stop Genya and Cantus. Let us get on with it then. Yes, I'll let the other Magisters know they have been sufficiently briefed. Thank you, Oshomir. Oh, and one final thing. Yes, Korriban. Thanks to Warlick's teleportation, we will arrive before Genya's airship, right? I'm sure the Magisterium already has plans, but maybe we can get word back to Swordhaven. Ern can give us more exact coordinates of Giggs and the airship. You are a clever hero indeed. A relatively slow-moving airship makes for an easy target. Genya is powerful and Acanthus is immune to magic, but at the very least an ambush could slow them down or throw their plans into disarray. Such ideas have not escaped the Magisterium's notice, but I will be sure to remind them of the opportunity. Okay. I want to apologize. Seslava, what's wrong? This burden of hope. You have seen how Oshomir has changed, the hope, the faith, it is infectious. And now it weighs upon your shoulders, the hero and the outsiders, bearing the dreams of a people on the brink of elimination. We do not deserve your honor. Thank you, truly. Aw, nice to get some appreciation for the work that we are going to do, or perhaps the big sacrifice that we might be making. Seslava, I guess you're back to waiting for now then. Anyone up for some friendly sparring? We'll be saving the world soon after all, and I'll hate to let down our hostess. Agreed, we cannot have you holding us back, Altion. Prepare your blade. Oh, battle of Altion. Okay. Oh, as the Magisterium makes our preparations, the inevitable conflict fast approaches. So that's it? Okay. Just dialogue. You know what? All of this, I have a feeling that in the end, my guess will be Altion will be the one making the sacrifice. And then, you know, because now he's no longer king, so I have a feeling that he will make the sacrifice. Robina will be sad and all, but she's going to take over the throne, just like in AQWs. That's what I feel will happen. What do you guys think? Or maybe Amadeus will be the one making the sacrifice, since he no longer has as much power as he used to. But then he also has a daughter, so what's going to happen with his daughter? Is he going to leave his daughter in our care on his last dying breath? Something like that? I don't know. I feel like either one of the two will sacrifice themselves and not make it back on this mission. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to this channel if you guys want to know what happens next. Till the next time, I'm your host Korriban Gaming. Peace out.